What's up, Hammerin, Hank?
What's up, buddy? How you doing? And Happy New Year.
Happy New Year. We are recording right now. We don't have official production for the Hammer and Hank show with Henry Ochs and Ryan Hoppe just yet. So I wanted to wait until we had all the official production before I laid out the intro. But Hank, we've been talking, I've known you 10 years, but we've been talking about the last 5 months. And can you believe we're finally doing the Hammer and Hank show?
I can't believe it, buddy.
How excited are you?
Extremely excited.
What are you so excited about for the Hammer and Hank show?
My future.
What do you think your future looks like in 2025? What is a New Year's resolution you have, Hank?
Well, to try and lose weight, to walk more, and to do the Hammer and Hank show.
How are you going to lose weight? What is the idea that went through Hammer and Hank's head to lose weight?
To start eating more healthier.
I think we should do a Hammer and Hank show with Henry Ochs and Ryan Hoppe challenge. We can do it with our audience where we talk about losing weight because I'm not fat, but I'm not skinny. But I was looking at pictures from even 2 years ago and I was a hunk and now I'm a little chubby and I'm like, man, I got to get back to that.
There was a radio DJ named Chubby Lopez at one time.
Oh, really? Do you talk to him at all?
Nope.
Who do you talk to? So I know you worked on the Doghouse with JV and Elvis. Who do you talk to right now?
Nobody right now.
But you're talking to me, and I know that's an honor.
Thank you, buddy.
Where did I was just joking with that. Where did you grow up, Hank? I want the audience, because obviously everybody in San Francisco knows who Hammer and Hank is from the Doghouse with JV and Elvis. But for my audience, of all the things I've done in radio, introduce yourself, Hank. Where were you born?
I was born in a small town in Kansas named Hoisington.
How many people live there? 4?
No, approximately 3,000.
And how did you get to San Francisco?
My mom, it was her idea for us to move to California.
What year, what age did you move?
I was 4, and we moved to the Bay Area in 1972.
And what are your early memories of early San Francisco?
Not too many good memories.
Was it because you were bullied?
Yes, I was.
I was bullied too, and it's because of my ADHD and my bipolar, and I had the worst speech impediment, and I said I wanted to go into radio, so I totally feel you on that. But was it like, did radio keep you, like, give you some comfort? Like, when you were made fun of, you would go home and turn on the radio?
Yep. I was in a group home in Modesto in the early to mid-'80s, and I hated it.
How bad was it, Hank?
I was bullied a lot.
It's so pathetic.
Not only by my housemates, but most of the students at Modesto High School.
And when you have made it, so I'm not going to say it in past tense, but in the prime of the Doghouse with JV and Elvis on Wild 94.9, you're going to the Sound Factory, you're getting BJs, all this crazy stuff we'll get into over time. But was there ever a time that the people that made fun of you reached out to you for like free tickets or clout?
Nope, not in Modesto and not in the group home.
That's interesting because I had people reach out to me like, oh, you're proud of me. I'm like, shut up. You made fun of me. Okay, so I talked about it on our interview, which can be found by searching HOPPE radio. But how did you get into the Doghouse with JV and Elvis?
I met JV and Elvis at an Oscar Mayer event in San Leandro, at a Lucky Store to be exact.
How did you approach them? Were they like doing autographs? What was the process of meeting legends like JV and Elvis?
It was a personal appearance.
And what's the first thing you say to the Doghouse?
What's up, buddies?
That's your go-to line, isn't it?
Yep.
And how did the conversation go? Because I was on JV's show 11 years ago now, and I was not incredibly close to him, but I knew him well enough. We DM'd. So what was your experience like talking to JV?
I told him, hey, I want to get into commercial radio. I spent the first couple of years of my career working at KCRH 89.9 FM, which is on the Chabot College campus.
And did you talk to Elvis at all?
Yes.
What did Elvis say to you?
I can't remember. It was a very long time ago.
Now, You also worked with Mancow's Morning Madhouse. What was that like?
He had me sing some songs and interact with the listeners.
What was he like off air? Because on air, he is larger than life, but I've heard he's an introvert off air.
That's true.
Did you guys ever hang out, or was it more just business?
Just business.
I grew up listening to him in Chicago. I found JV and Elvis in 2006. I used to go to the library because I wanted to get away from my dad because I could listen to things without him knowing until he caught me. But I would go to the library and listen to talk shows. And I was into the free FM format that was very short-lived that CBS Radio did 19 years ago where they...
I wish they would bring it back.
Yeah, but the content wouldn't work. I mean, podcasting pretty much is free FM. Free FM, for everybody that doesn't know, when Howard Stern went to Sirius in 05, they put Rover's Morning Glory, my old boss in the Midwest. They put Adam Carolla on the West Coast and then David Lee Roth on the East Coast. And then
I wish the Doghouse would have been fired in the first place.
Yeah, anyway, forget about the radio, talk about free FM. When you got the news that the JV and Elvis Doghouse was fired in 05, where were you?
I was still Wall 949 doing promotions.
And were you like working an event? How did the word get out? Because this was pre-social media.
Newspapers.
Was it that Brad Kava guy or whatever?
I think so, yeah.
And there were a lot of haters of the Doghouse with JV and Elvis. Do you think it's because of how edgy they were?
I think so.
What's one of your favorite memories of working on the Doghouse with JV and Elvis?
Getting my dick set to the Sound Factory in 1998.
Oh my God, Hank. So please, I don't want to get too dirty on this show because I'm trying to keep this clean to a point. But what's the process? Were you able to climax to the top of the mountain? Was it just a 30-second BJ? What's the process of getting a BJ at a nightclub in the 90s?
My friend Jose hooked me up.
And how long did it last?
About a minute and a half.
Did you climax?
Nope.
Oh, that's nothing worse than when you get ahead and then you don't climax. Was this like in the bathroom?
No, it was in the VIP area.
Oh, that's so 90s. Were there people watching?
Sort of.
Oh, that's awesome. Have you talked to Jose?
Not recently.
Going back to the Sound Factory, do you know who Ben Swig is? Benjamin Heltfund?
Yes, I do.
I used to produce his radio show. He used to talk about JV and Elvis on air.
Cool.
Now, going back to the BJ, did you ever talk to that girl again, or was it a one-off?
It wasn't one-off.
Are you a virgin?
Yes, I am still. Never been in a relationship.
You're not missing much, Hanky. Don't worry about it.
Right.
It's tiring. You should get on dating apps. You would do so well on dating apps, Hank. I promise you.
Promise me.
I mean, you'll go
I'm
through.
bankrupt, so I'm not interested in dating apps.
Oh, I love that. I love the honesty that you don't feel like spending $500 for a dinner. Mm-hmm.
I'm bankrupt.
Well, we got to change that, Hanky.
I know.
We got to change that for sure, dude. When you went to the Sound Factory, how much did you drink back then?
I was only a social drinker.
Did you ever get drunk?
Yes, I have. But I had to stop because I'm on psychiatric meds.
What meds do you take?
Abilify, which is phenazine. Abilify, which is a propofol, and phenazine.
I take Klonopin for my bipolar. I take Lamictal, and I take Risperdal to sleep.
Right.
It's fun being crazy, isn't it, Hanky?
Yep, it is.
Hanky, what's on your mind for 2025? What do you want to accomplish this year? Besides losing weight and besides doing the Hammerin Hank show, which we're currently doing with Henry Ochs and Ryan Hoppe, what's like an underrated goal of yours for this year? The decade's half over, for Pete's sake.
Attend the pop music concert.
What concert do you want to go to?
Selena Gomez, Sabrina Carpenter.
Oh, espresso, huh?
Yep. I also want to attend a Jingle Ball concert this next holiday season.
The hottest thing Sabrina did was when she emulated giving mouth pleasures to the microphone about 2 months ago. That was hot.
I also want to attend a
Yeah.
Selena Gomez concert.
Is she even touring anymore, or is she just gaining weight with Benny Blanco at home?
I think she's just getting away with Benny Blanco.
You know he's good for her. She dated Beaver, who cheated on her with Haley. That's the most unspoken thing, because I was seeing reports that Haley and Justin weren't getting along. And I'm like, duh, the relationship began on cheating. I've seen this in radio. When you cheat on your girl and then you fall in love with the side chick, it always ends, Hanky.
I know.
Oh, you do know?
Because,
You've seen it?
like I said, I was in a friendship with Veronica and Julie.
Who's that?
They're the two girls I used to hang out with.
Yeah.
But I still talk to them through social media.
What did you guys talk about? What did you guys do? What did you guys do when you hung out?
We went to the clubs. We
Hell
went
yeah.
out to dinner. We went to baseball games.
Have you ever been to the House of Nan King in San Francisco?
No, I haven't.
It's a Chinese place. I went with my uncle like 17 years ago. It's very good, Hanky. I would highly suggest when you go on your hot first date with whatever girl you go on next, go to the House of Nan King after you're not bankrupt. What?
I'd rather go to the Norman's Grill in Castro Valley.
What's that?
It's a restaurant that serves breakfast and lunch.
What are you watching? Looney Tunes in the background?
I'm watching Disney Junior right now.
Hell yeah. What are you watching? Bluey?
I think so.
I love that show. It's fun to watch when you get high. That's something you're going to learn about me, Hanky, as we continue the show, is I'm high all the time. I'm high right now.
I'm watching Blue right now.
Do you watch Adult Swim?
I watch mainly Disney shows.
Are you like a clean-cut guy? You believe in God? You save until marriage? You seem to be a really clean-cut guy, which is what's fascinating about you working with a very dirty radio show 20 years ago.
Right.
Did your family, like my mom knows how many women I slept with. She knows that I'm a slut. She knows a lot of things about me that mothers shouldn't know about their sons. Was it ever weird? Like you go on air, you get a lap dance, you do whatever, and then you go home to your mom?
Nope. My mom passed away over 15 years, almost 15 years ago.
I'm sorry for your loss, but what I'm saying is like, let's say 2002. You do this crazy bit on the Doghouse. And then were you living at home when you were on the Doghouse?
Yes, I was.
So then let's say a porn star comes by the Doghouse or something crazy. Naked women in the hallway. They talk about you getting to BJ in a club, whatever. When you went home after being at Wild 94.9, let's say you work from 4 to 11 a.m. and you get home around noon. Was it ever weird walking in the front door after something dirty happened that morning?
Yep.
How
Extremely
awkward.
weird.
Do you have any memories of it?
Yep.
Do you have one to share?
I had to run to the Wally Fine Doctor restroom to carry chickens, and I broke my leg.
Oh my God! Did you go to the hospital? Obviously.
Yes.
And you tell the hospital.
They had to put a cast on it for a couple of weeks.
Did anybody at the hospital know who Hammerin Hank was?
Not really.
I don't think
because I should have called the injury hotline at that time. That was in the Y2K year.
Oh wow! So that was a quarter century, Hank. A quarter century.
Right.
Isn't that crazy?
Yep.
What is?
And I didn't get this. I got to perform stand-up comedy.
How did that go? That was a comedy jam, right?
Yep. In both 2002 and 2004.
How did that go?
Very good.
What was some of the comedy?
And the Doghouse loved it.
What was some of the comedy you did?
Like Britney Spears, making fun of Britney Spears.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, go on.
The baseball strike of 2004.
The what? The baseball strike?
The baseball labor dispute.
I don't remember that. I was also in fourth grade. I'm a little younger than you.
Saying, I guess the average baseball salary is enough money to support the players' drug habits.
That's a good point, Hanky. Hanky, I've been wanting to give you the floor. Enough of me interviewing you. Go off on the sad disappearance of the Oakland Athletics.
I that prick John Fisher. He should have sold the team to local investors who were interested in keeping the team and to build a new stadium where they really belong, in Oakland.
Hanky, defend Oakland. Everybody trashes it. They lost all their sports teams. Defend the city somehow, some way.
I think the city of Oakland should have kept at least one of its professional sports teams, but the Warriors moved, and the A's moved, and the Raiders moved to Vegas.
I went to Oakland, I don't know, about 15 years ago because I was in the Bay Area and I wanted to see Oracle Arena. My God, is there a black cloud over Oakland? You go through that little tunnel and then you go to Oakland from San Francisco and it's just a different vibe, man.
I know. MC Hammer's from Oakland.
Hell yeah. So is E40.
Yep, you can't touch this. You can't touch this. You can't touch this.
You're a bundle of joy, Hanky. Do you know that?
I am.
Hanky, how was church on Sunday?
Extremely good.
What'd you guys talk about? Jesus and that?
Yeah, we wrapped up our series about the attributes of God.
What were some of the attributes of God?
Talking about Jesus, accepting him as Lord and Savior, doing right things.
How was the, did you have food after? Is there a recession? What do you, not a recession. I don't know what it's called, but do you know what I'm saying? Was there food after?
Yes, I had a couple cookies.
Hell yeah. That's the thing with religious people. I worked at a religious company for 6 months and then quit because I had a midlife crisis. But I worked at a religious radio company. What is it about religious people that they never have like ribs or pulled pork or rice and beans after church or during
I'm
work?
having ribs.
It's always donuts or cookies.
I'm having ribs this afternoon.
Well, then you're one of the few that does
chicken.
it. Do you notice though that at church or if you're at a job that's religious, they always have sweets? I don't know what it is.
Yep.
Maybe it's just me. Hanky, what's on your mind? What are you thinking about, Henry Ochs?
Ryan.
Yeah, you're thinking about me?
Yes, you know what? One of the prank calls I did
Which
when
one?
I was on the Doghouse Morning Show?
What prank call?
I interviewed a author who wrote a book about ghosts and poltergeists.
Did you like making the prank calls?
Yes.
How long did a prank call take?
Anywhere from 3 minutes to about 15.
How many of them didn't work?
There were a lot of them that didn't work.
Was it a funny moment when the prank call didn't work, or would the guys get mad?
The guys would get mad.
Oh, that's unfortunate. It's just a prank call for a radio show.
Right.
What are some of your favorite memories with JV and Elvis and let's say Lance and everyone, Big Joe, off air, not on air?
Well, I got to go to a few of the Waddington Bomb concerts.
Did you meet any of the artists?
Angelina.
Who's that? And join them, you said?
She's a freestyle singer from San Jose.
Never heard of them. I thought you said and join them, like you were joining them. I've never heard of this artist.
Also, she was a freestyle singer.
How many of the artists would be local at these concerts?
A few of them.
That's cool.
I also almost met 112.
Oh, I love that song, Peaches and Cream.
Yep.
It's a good song to have sex to.
Cupid.
Who's Cupid?
It's a song by 112.
Oh, I thought it was a band. I was like, never heard of that band.
Nope. It's a group called 112.
I know 112. What is besides like pop artists, what are some of your favorite rappers?
Tupac, Dre Dog.
Dre Dog, never heard of it. Wait, Dr. Dre, you mean?
No, Dre Dog. He's a rap artist from the Bay Area.
I have this feeling that you like things from the Bay Area. You're very Bay Area oriented.
Yep. I also like Selena Gomez.
That's awesome. What are your favorite TV shows, Hanky?
Bully. Wizards of Waverly Place.
That's awesome.
I also like Sydney to the Max.
I do not watch any of those shows.
You don't.
No, I watch.
You gotta start though.
I really do. What's the key to getting into Bluey?
Bluey's a very popular cartoon right now on Disney Junior.
Oh, wow. Hanky,
Yes.
can you believe we've been talking for 21 minutes and 3 seconds, 21 minutes and 5 seconds?
Yep.
Oh, so it's been that miserable or you enjoyed it?
I enjoyed it.
Hanky, I wanted
Yes.
to do, this is not a test episode because the other one we did was a test episode, but I wanted to communicate with you because we're going to have an intro soon and I'm getting the voiceover. It's going to be like the Hammerin Hank Show with Henry Ochs and Ryan Hoppe. And it's going to sound really good. It's going to sound amazing, Hank. It's everything you deserve in radio, Hank.
Right. There's Josh Kelly. He had a big hit record called Amazing.
Oh, he did now.
Yeah.
Now, Hanky,
Yes.
if there is a radio program director right now listening to your voice or my voice and they want to hire me, but let's make this about Hank. Hanky, why should people hire you to work in radio?
Because of my extensive experience with the Doghouse Morning Show and also my extensive experience in college radio and my extensive knowledge in music.
And you make some really good PSAs.
Yes.
Hanky, we are featured on the Ride the Wave Media Network, brought to you by Just Blaine, who's worked for like every radio company. He worked for Meta. He worked for Big Boys Neighborhood. He worked for NBC Sports and Apple Music. Isn't it exciting that we're on a podcasting platform, Henry Ochs?
Yes, I am.
Yes, we are. You got to include me.
Yes, you are, buddy.
Hanky, happy
Yes.
New... Actually, no. Rewind that. Not Happy New Year. Happy New Year. Get what I did there?
Happy New Year.
Do you get it? I took a play on happy because it sounds like Hoppy, and I said Hoppy because it's my last name.
Happy New Year.
Hanky, let's
Yes.
record Monday next week. We'll have the production by then. By then, we'll have the music. And I want you to do me one favor, Henry Ochs, Hammerin
Yes.
Hank. Whenever there is a thought, so like whenever I do Happy Hour, if I see a news clip, I go to my Google Docs and I save the news clip or I write down my thought. When I don't know if you're more of a Google Docs guy or an old traditional writing things down, but however you get things on a piece of paper or on a computer, if you ever have something you want to rant about or something you want to talk about or something you want to explain or break down, you can always write it down, and I would love to hear you rant. The rant you did about the athletics was great. The story about getting a blowjob at a nightclub was great. We need to hear more of that, Hammerin Hank. We can go from baseballs to BJs.
Right, buddy.
Hammerin Hank, today is Wednesday, January 1st. I will talk to you on Monday. Does that work with you? Is that good with you, Hank?
Yes. I gotta give a shout out to my sister Smurfette, my dad, my dog Marty, my buddy Lucky Eagle, and everyone at the CV First Church in Cache Valley, and also all my buddies in both Rush Center and in Great Bend, Kansas.
Hanky, you are a legend. You are adored. You are loved. You are talented. And I am
All
very
right.
excited that we got to do the first episode of the Hammerin Hank Show with Henry Ochs and me, Ryan Hoppe.
Okay,
You're the best, Hanky.
I'll talk to you later, buddy.
Talk to you Monday.
Peace in your hood.